This one's a little out of the box. So, if y'all paid attention to the first time me and my brother did a video, we did a chat GPT generated list that we did brackets on, right? So I just went ahead and I ain't gonna say talk on with chat GPT, but I asked chat GPT another question. Tell me why. It's a very interesting one. I don't even know how to really put this, or I don't even know how I would go about this. But so we're talking Naruto, right? The Akatsuki specifically. Matter of fact, we'll adjust it. So I'm gonna ask y'all this: if you had to pick your lineup for the Akatsuki with the same amount of members or less or more, if you had to pick a lineup for the Akatsuki, but you could pick anyone to be in it that wasn't currently in it, who would you pick? Now, the original question that ChatGPT gave me was, what if Naruto ended up in the Akatsuki? That's where I got this from, and I'm like, oh, that's wow. That's real crazy. Like, am I tripping? That's not a good question. Like, have y'all ever thought about if anybody else ended up in the Akatsuki, like in the lineup, right? So I was like, man, with the background that Naruto had, I mean, hey, one small step and it could have been him too. It could have. I mean, Sasuke was in it, so for that little brief period, but yeah. So that was definitely a interesting question to ask, and it really got me thinking. I'm like, yo, if I had to pick anybody to be in the Akatsuki, because uh, okay, for me to think about who I want to put in that lineup, I probably have to. I want to choose like 5 people. So let's do it like this. If y'all could pick 5 people who was not in the Akatsuki to be in the Akatsuki, who would you pick? If you could pick 5 people to be in the Akatsuki that was not in the Akatsuki before, who would you pick? It can be anybody in the Naruto show, no matter which season. So you can even pick anybody from Boruto. If you could pick anybody to be in the Akatsuki that is not currently in the Akatsuki, who would you pick? ChatGPT tried to ask me, uh, you know, what if Naruto was part of the Akatsuki? And I actually think that's an interesting one for sure. Well, with the background you have, I would definitely say that Naruto could have definitely been in the Akatsuki. And that's not just because of his background. That's one, his background. Two, you had Sasuke in there. If you could pick 5 people to be in the Akatsuki that was not in the Akatsuki lineup, like you got Pain, you had Sasuke for that little brief period. You had Deidara. You had well, what's the dude's name with the shark sword? Yeah, like all them people that was in the Akatsuki. If you could pick anybody to be in the Akatsuki, who was you pick? Who would you pick? Because I'm going to say Naruto could have ended up in there. I'm going to say Gaara could have ended up in there. I'm going to say, if I had to pick 5 people to be in the Akatsuki who was never in the Akatsuki before, I would say Naruto. I would say Gaara. If I had to pick my lineup, I'm going to probably go with Neji. Mm, I'm gonna say Kimi Maru, and for my number 5, I'm gonna go with hmm uh I don't know if I want somebody who's got a overpowered, or if I want somebody who is like a tactician, or somebody who just cool like that, who could have fit in with the Akatsuki. So far, I got Naruto, I got Neji, I got Gaara, I got Kimimaru. For my 5th person, if I could pick 5 to be in the Akatsuki who was not in there, I would say it had to be Kabuto. I can't stand Kabuto, but I would say Kabuto would probably be Kabuto. But he be acting like hell of a loner, or Orochimaru too. But mm, who y'all got for y'all lineup? If you could pick 5 people to be in the Akatsuki who was never in the Akatsuki before, who you picking? That's an interesting thing to think about. Cause like, I mean, yeah, you got your antagonist who's already antagonist. You got your protagonist and everything. So you could pick anybody who's on the good side or bad side. I mean, Sasuke was good before. Turned rebel. Came back to the light later on in the game. You know, it can happen to anybody. Sure, Itachi. I mean, so if you could pick anybody, who you picking to be in the Akatsuki? Nobody? You ain't got nobody? For my 5, I picked Naruto, Kimimaru, Gaara. I picked yeah, I said Naruto. I said Gaara. I said Kimimaru. I said who did I say? I know I was iffy on Kabuto. That's wild. How did I already forget that? That's crazy. Oh well. Low key, I feel like Tsunade could have been in actually nah. You know, if I had to pick whoever to be, I'm gonna go with Kakashi. I would want Kakashi in my Akatsuki lineup for sure. So yeah, I'm sticking with Naruto, Gaara, Kakashi, Kimimaru, and Neji. That's who I forgot. Neji. I'm rocking with Neji, Naruto, Gaara, Kimimaru, and Kakashi. If you could pick 5 people to be in your Akatsuki lineup, who you picking? Them is my 5. Once again, my 5 is Naruto, Gaara, Kimimaru, Neji, and Kakashi for my Akatsuki lineup. I might even get y'all a sec to think about that. Yeah, let me know what you got. Matter of fact, old girl that I was telling y'all about in the last live about me and her debating about the top emotional fights. Yeah, that's her that just pulled up. I'm finna run this by her. I'm gonna get right back to y'all. Y'all hold one. We gonna get back in this. I'm gonna get back to y'all. Hold up.